Stitching Niche. Today is March 27th, and I'm back for an update video. It has been a full week of quarantine at home, and I've loved every minute of it. I am a hermit by nature, so being able to stay home and do my work from home has been just ideal. I've really enjoyed myself. Our classes will start back on Monday, fully online, which has been a little bit of a, distraction, I guess, keeping me preoccupied with that. But I'm pretty well organized and set up for that anyway. I have two of my classes are active learning classes, just meaning that I don't just lecture the whole time. I lecture for about 30 minutes, and then we do activities focusing on the content, and students actually have to interact with me, interact with each other, and actually talk about the material, which seems crazy, but students don't do that very often in college. So that's what I do. And in those classes, I have learning assistants, which are undergraduate students who've completed the class, and they kind of help me because I have 150 students in each of those classes. Total, I have 7 learning assistants between my 2 classes. And we had a Zoom meeting yesterday, my first Zoom meeting to organize. I've participated in video conferencing a lot, but this is the first one that I've done using Zoom where I was the one in charge, and it went really well. Love that. All my LAs are doing really well. And they're kind of frustrated because they're students too, and how this is all going to be handled. So we discussed what their roles would be the remaining of the semester and how we're going to handle things, and we think we've got it organized. So fortunately, I have a good group of students helping me. I just need to record one more lecture, and then I think I'm ready to go for the next at least 2 weeks. But again, I had my material sort of online, just easily accessible to students prior to all of this. So some of our faculty, this is brand new for them, so they've been emailing me, and I've been helping when I can. Now let's see. So I'm going to now switch, and we're going to talk about my stitching. So this week I have focused on one project. And I've shown videos, not videos, I've shown pictures of this on Instagram several times this week, because in the evenings, that's all I've done is stitched on this. So I'll have, 2 or 3 hours of stitching every night. And so I've gotten a lot of progress. So my project I've been working on is Summer at Cherry Hill. It's Brenda Gervais. It's so pretty. And it's actually divided into 4 pages. So you can kind of think right at her waistline, that's the halfway mark. And then right up the middle of the tree, that's the halfway. So you've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So I have completed the top 2, and I've worked on this 3rd page. I'm using the call for threads if I have them. If I don't, I just substitute something that's very close from my Victorian motto. So here is my progress. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know what this fabric is. I think it may be silk weaver, but I don't know. Somebody has asked that, and I'm sorry, I don't know. But so I'm getting close. I think another couple of days, or another 4 days maybe, I can have this finished. But I've enjoyed stitching that. This is pretty. That red is chili pepper from Classic Colorworks. So that's been my major focus over the past week. One other crafting thing that I did is I do not crochet very often. My mom taught me and Lisha, the Southern Ladybug, how to crochet at the same time. It was kind of funny. Lisha went crazy, crocheted all kinds of stuff, and I don't think I ever finished the project we were starting. But I'll pick it up every now and then, and I decided I wanted to make some dishcloths. And I went online and I found a couple of free not recipes, what do you call them? Free patterns. So I made a dishcloth yesterday from stuff I have in my stash. This is called the crisscross or the cable. I don't remember. I'll post the link to the pattern, and it's really frustrating. There's a link that you go to from Pinterest, and then you have to scroll down through all the ads and find where the link is to the actual pattern. But you have to be careful because there's all kinds of links in their advertisement. And you click on the right link and it takes you to the pattern. So if I can figure it out, I'll post the direct link to the pattern so you don't have to go through all of that, minefield of ads to find it. I still have to, tuck these in, but I thought that was kind of cute. I used the sugar and cream. So I'll make a couple more. I've got a bag full. I decided one day that I was going to be a crochet person, and I went and bought all this crochet. I love the cotton. And yeah, I made a huge covered pillow for Elvis. They still sleep on that. That was years ago, and I made a pillow for my sister Sharon. I think that's all I've really crocheted. I've done a couple of Afghans, but so that's my little dishcloth. Getting all crafty up here. All right, so the other thing that I'm doing while we're in quarantine is I'm doing quarantine weekends. So each weekend I select 7 projects that I have in my whip baskets, and I am going to focus on those on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And last weekend what I did is I stitched and watched Flosstube videos. So at the end of each video I'd switch to a different project. So I showed those in my previous video as which projects I was going to focus on. So what I'll do now is show you my progress. Okay, so I've got some of the projects. I can't remember all the ones I stitched on. I'm getting old, I guess. So here are the projects I worked on last weekend in no particular order. The first one is 3 Black-Eyed Susans. This is from Brenda Gervais. And the last time I tried to order this one for my shop, it wasn't available. So some shops may have it, but I wasn't able to get it in my shop. Here's my progress. I finished her dress. I didn't iron these, sorry. So that's the progress. I finished her little dress and her little pantaloons and started on the cauldron. Isn't she cute? So still a lot of stitching to go on that. You can see that cauldron. Oop. There's a lot of cauldron and a lot of grass. But I enjoyed stitching on her. I am not using the called for purple. I'm actually using, it's called Heavenly Heather. This is an old Victorian motto that I picked up probably 9 years ago because I was living in my old house at that time. But I love that. Oh, I was going to show you this as well while I'm got it out. So, the floss tags everybody makes, one of the things that I've been doing, because the ones I have are pretty large, is that I don't punch the big hole, but I just do like floss cards. And then I can bring that with me. And I'm going to share my secret. I sell these in my shop. And a lot of people ask, they want specific ones. And I always say, well, I only have what's listed, what I can sell. Because I don't buy the cardboard and then glue the other scrapbook paper on it. I go and buy file folders at TJ Maxx or Tuesday Morning. Because they are the right, sturdiness. You can punch those things and they're really good, heavyweight cardstock for that. So that's what I've been doing. That's my secret. I let it out. I've also bought paper plates at Tuesday Morning in their clearance because they had the right theme that I wanted, and use that. You don't get as many from it, but when you're paying like $2 for a stack of paper plates, you get enough. All right, so that's one of the projects. The second project I'm going to show you is one that I had very little progress done. I started this in Stitch Mania last year, and I was supposed to stitch this with Lisha, and I did this one little leaf was all I had done this long after May 2019. So I stitched on it, and I actually enjoyed stitching on this. So I got that much progress last weekend. And I'm using the called for threads, and I'm stitching this on Anubis from Under the Sea Fabrics from Leslie. I love her fabrics. So very cute. Some progress. The other one I stitched on is, let me find the cover, Magic Garden sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler. And I was whining and complaining about this because I'm not enjoying stitching it. And it may be because of the fabric. It may be for several reasons. But I did get some progress. So I finished the chicken. I actually had to pull out what I had because I stitched in the wrong color. And I put in this box. And I finished this border over here. I just have to go back in and put the flowers. So I got some work done. Cute, cute. This is some type of 40 count from my stash. All right. So a little bit of progress on each one. Not bad. My next one is Jolly Joy Jingle from Raise the Roof, which is also Teresa. And I did the, let me move this needle. I worked on the top part of this. So I got the moon and then this little swirly thing here. So cute, cute. That's on 32 count Swamp from Picture This Plus. Yeah, 32 count, which is the called for. And I'm using the called for threads unless it's something I don't have, and then I match it to my Victorian motto. So for example, I didn't have the color for that swirly part, so I'm just using Crystal Gem, which is pretty. All right, and then the last one I have to show, because I can't find the other ones, is the 12 Berries of Christmas. I'm working on berry number 8. So isn't that cute? So this is 35 count mocha, or what is it? 35 count. Is it cocoa or mocha? 36 count linen. And no, 35 count cocoa. That's it. From Weeks Dye Works. So I've got 8. Worked on that one for a little bit. Okay. So that was my progress from last week. What I'm planning on another weekend of quarantine stitching. So let me pull those and I will show you what I'm going to work on today and the rest of the weekend. Okay, so apparently I am really good at using this movie maker. What is this called? iMovie. Because somehow I overlaid one video on the other and couldn't figure out how to reverse that. So I had to delete all of that. And I'm going to re-record. So I have talent that I'm not even aware of. All right, so quarantine weekend number 2. My stitching focus will be on these different projects. So Pumpkin Brew from Brenda Gervais, Magic Garden, repeat from last week from Shakespeare's Peddler, Snowy Eve from Blackbird Design, Gingerbread Mouse from Just Nan, Simple Gifts from Praiseworthy Stitches, Minerva from Nora Corbett, and day 9 is the 9th in the 12 Berries of Christmas from Erica Michaels. So let me pull all of those up here and show you where I am before the weekend stitching commences. Okay, so first up is the Pumpkin Brew. So I started this last October when we were doing the, what is it? Dark October stitching. So this is the pattern, Pumpkin Brew by With Thy Needle and Thread, or Brenda Gervais. And I have very little progress, but I have some progress. So that's where I am. This is stitched on 40 count linen from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, or what is now Fabrics by Stephanie. And that is the name. I can't pronounce it, but it's Jamie's nickname for the woman. I don't know her name. I know Jamie from Outlander. So I will work on that one. So cute. Okay. Magic Garden, which we just saw in the previous clip from Shakespeare's Peddler. So just a reminder, that's my progress. And I will continue to stitch on that. The third is from the Merry December booklet from Blackbird Designs in their stocking series. I'm stitching on this one here called A Snowy Eve. So I finished the other two and showed those in my last video, and I'll show you again. So here's one of them that I've completed. That's another one I've completed. And this is my progress on the third. So I'll stitch on that one this weekend. I love those. And this is on 40 count. I think that's Liberty Gathering Gray from R&R. All right. If you hear all the noise downstairs, everybody's home. It's 5 o'clock, so they've quit working in the yard. This is Just Nan Gingerbread Mouse. I've stitched several of these and finished a few of them, but they're really cute. They're rather quick stitches, but that's all my progress. Can you see those? What is that, 8 stitches? That's okay. I'll get them done. Let's see. Next, oh, this is a big one. It's pretty too. This is Praiseworthy Stitches, Simple Gifts Christmas. And I'm stitching it on a piece of 40 count. I think this is sheep straw. Or yeah, probably sheep straw from R&R. But that's my progress so far. This is a pretty one to stitch. And this reminds me, I have some FFOs to show you that I haven't shown in previous videos. So I will work on that one. Pretty, pretty. I'm using the call for threads, I believe. Let's see. Oh, I am substituting precious gold for the gold color from Victorian Motto. Kind of a theme here. Okay. Minerva from Nora Corbett, or Nora Corbett. And this is Picture This Plus. I think this is gingerbread, but that's my progress. Ooh, she's pretty. I haven't stitched on that one in a long time. Have y'all seen all of Lisha, the Southern Ladybug? She's finished some of her fairies lately, and they're hanging up behind her now. She has a fairy wall. So pretty. And then finally, the last one in the series of this weekend will be the 9th berry and the 12 berries of Christmas, and that's all I have done. Not much. So going to be exciting to see what I get done over the weekend. All right, so that is my plan. I will start stitching. It's 5 o'clock. I'll probably go cook some dinner and then start stitching about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Stitch until I can't stand it anymore. And then I'm going to stitch. I don't know. I think we're supposed to work in the yard. We've got some gardening to do. I planted, oh, let's not do that. I planted some strawberries and asparagus, but I won't get anything from that for at least a year. And I bought some pepper plants, and we're going to plant corn and green beans, I think, this coming week. I've got to talk to my brother-in-law about that. But, let's see, is there anything else I wanted to add? I think that's it. Oh, y'all want to see my shirt? This is my Friday shirt. I do wear this to work sometimes because on Fridays I don't meet with students, but this is what my attitude on Fridays sometimes. My school director thought it was funny when we were just colleagues, and then when he became the school director, he didn't think it was as funny, I don't think. I've also gotten a lot sassier since he's the school director. Poor guy. He does the best he can. We're a tough group to deal with. I'll edit all that out. Let's see. Anything else I can think of? Oh, yeah, I was going to show you these two finishes. So at the end of the year last year, it was very stressful. And I spent a lot of time stitching just to keep my mind occupied. And I did finish two big projects, that have been in my WIP basket for quite a while. So I'll show you those two. The first one is a Blackbird design. This is Christmas Garden. It is stitched on 32 count pecan pie from Silkweaver. This was their first one of the older editions of this. I know that Teresa got a piece. It wasn't the same color, but I think that's beautiful. And I put my immediate family, so my husband's initials, my initials, Patrick's, and Nicholas. So, isn't that beautiful? Used the call for threads. Love, love, love that. And love this frame. So that was one finish from last December. And then the other one is a very old piece. I have been stitching on this. I started this when my mother went into the hospital. And my mom said that was 2011, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time. Maybe 2013. But this is Quaker Christmas, or Christmas Quaker, I can't remember, Bygone Stitches. It is stitched on 32 count antique white using the call for classic color works. So there's just 3. I think it's Ye Old Gold. I don't know what the red is, but then balsam fir. And it is, isn't that beautiful? I love this. And I'll sit and stare at, and I'm just like, I can't believe I stitched that. That's just beautiful. That's so pretty. But I put my dad's initials. I finished this on December 31st. So that was his, I kind of dedicated it to Dad. But pretty, pretty. I know this chart has been re-released. Let me see, bring it this way. But last time I was at Stitch Peddler in Decatur, she had copies of it. So if you're looking for it, you can always call Marlene at Stitch Peddler. So beautiful. So those are some FFOs that I failed to completely FFO and share with you. This next week, I will be at home, like I said earlier, working from home. I'm so excited. In the process of me recording the previous and then this part, I have been to the post office and answered 2 questions for faculty that are trying to figure out how to teach their classes online. But they're doing it, so good for them. One of them was actually a faculty member when I was a student at USM. So the fact that he's contacting me and asking for help kind of makes me feel good. So, but I hope everybody is well and starting to think about Stitch Mania. And that's a hook for the next video. I'm going to share my Stitch Mania plans in my next video. But in the meantime, enjoy your stitching, stay well, and unlike me, if you notice I touch my face a lot, try not to touch your face. I did wash my hands really, really well after I got back from the post office. I wanted to say carport. Where did that come from? When I got back from the post office. So see you next time. Bye.